Proverbs 18:24 says, there are friends, quote unquote, who destroy each other, but a real friend sticks closer than a brother. And so what is Solomon writing here? So what he's saying is, there's some people that they say that they're your friends, but behind your back, they're stabbing it, right? Those are not real friends, of course. But there's some other friends that they'll be the ones that will defend you against that one friend that wants to stab in the back, or that will always give you the benefit of the doubt, or will always have your back, no matter what the case is. Sometimes whether you're right or whether you're wrong, but the true friend, right, when you're wrong, they let you know, hey, listen, that wasn't right, because ultimately they want what's best for you, and they'll be your friends whether you have money or not, okay, whether you have a good life or not, whether you are living abundantly or whether you are living in need. They will always be there for you. So I looked up here on Google, this the Proverb 18:24, and some points that it pointed out is that you are born into your family, right? You can't choose your family, but you certainly choose your friends, right? And of course, this inherent choice is in a friendship. It can lead to a uniquely strong and personal connection. A lot of times it doesn't happen, but there's some people, right, that you just bond with. And these are the people that you build a deep connection, a true friend, one who sticks closer than a brother, offers unwavering loyalty, a willingness to bear burdens, and deep love. And this word burden, right? It's so we have so much burden, okay, here in the crypto space, and and so we do carry each other's burden, right? Well, some of the people that I have met in this space, you guys know who you are. Your support is priceless. When I have felt down, you guys lift me up. And I'm sure that at some point in time, when you guys have felt down, God has been able to use me as a source of lift up for you guys as well. So it's very important, because it is hard, okay, to go through this world alone with nobody that can help us carry our sorrows and our burdens and our challenges, right? Quality over quantity. We're not looking for a whole lot of friends. We're looking for quality friends, right? And a lot of times it's 1, 2, maybe 3 that are very close, right? You build a really good bond with, right? And you relate to so much. Maybe your families bond well with your friend's family. We have some friends that we met in another state, and we became like instant best friends, because it just it was almost like we've known each other forever. We just clicked so well, and that happens, and they have our back just as much as we have theirs. Here in crypto, I have met and I've bonded with some of the guys, some friends, some frogs, right? Sometimes some retards, right? That's an inside joke, but yeah, it's you get to grow, a bond with a lot of these people here, because in one way, shape, or another, they helped your journey, right? in at least this crypto space. So quality, right? And to end this segment, with a biblical context, right? The phrase is often interpreted within a Christian framework, right, where Jesus is seen as the ultimate example, right, of a friend who is closer than a brother, and a friend who is closer than a brother is willing to do anything, right? And that's what Jesus was saying, that he was the true friend, and a true friend lays down his life for his friends, right? Which is ultimately what he ended up doing for his disciples, and of course for the rest of the world. And so this segment, if I were to invest, I were to invest in friends, right? Very good quality, loyal, and good bonding friends. And with that said, guys, let's go to the market here, and let's just take a quick look at what's happening. And we have Bitcoin almost at 117. Nothing really much has changed. It has been trending sideways, I think, from the last time that, it's gone up, but it's gone back down, but it's pretty much around that. Ethereum is the one that has broken all-time highs since the last time that I made a video. And of course, Solana has run pretty well also. BNB has also had a really nice run this past week. And Dogecoin, of course, look at that, almost 11%. So let's take a quick look at the memes. And there's one meme that has run like crazy, and it's this meme core here. I saw this at like, I don't know if it was like $300 million market cap, and I see it at $2.5 billion market cap, and I still have a hard time with it, because look at the little amount of tokens that are in circulation versus the total amount, and then look at the max supply. So compared to the max supply, only 10% is out in circulation. Look at the fully diluted value. That's incredible. 25, almost 25, right? $24.5 billion. So I have a hard time. I don't know if this is a venture capitalist coin. It sure seems like it. This is what they look like. And I got PTSD because there's so much bad can happen with this, because at any moment they could dump a whole bunch into the market, and then of course this thing gets so diluted that you bought at $2.44, they release another billion, and now this thing really is worth $1.22, and it's gonna be really hard to get to that dollar value that you purchase at. Very, very hard. So I'm very, very skeptical. It could go to $20 billion, right? The market cap. I just have a hard time because there's just the risk is too high, of how much they can actually dump. So, but if you guys are in it, hey, good for you. And I wish you luck with that. We're starting to see some greens. We've been having a lot of red because there's a lot of volatility because of the FOMC, right? People do know that a rate cut is coming, but of course, anytime we do have an FOMC or any type of macro news or whatever, we do tend to have a lot of volatility, and this is no different. Now, volatility could be a disaster or it could be an opportunity. I tend to look at it as an opportunity. If I see dips, I tend to buy them. If I see things are pumping, I do tend to not buy. And so I saw Pepecoin going under 40 cents, and I did purchase a few more. Now, what's interesting is I had a goal of how much Pepecoin I was going to get. I am almost 6x that amount. So take that with a grain of salt. I do still believe Pepecoin has an enormous future. And I think that the one and only thing that really is keeping Pepecoin at bay, I think, is the lack of communication from Base Labs and Committer. They haven't really said anything. Not that they haven't said much. They haven't said anything, except they did, from what we were told from the Pepecoin team, is that based AI, they're still working. Whatever that means, right? What are they working on? On their homework? Are they working on the job that maybe they got? Or are they working on this project? So we assume, right, that they are working on this project. It's just we're not hearing anything directly from them. And I do think that when they do say something, because we've seen it in the past, when they do say something, base AI moons like hard. And I'm talking about 30-40%, okay, increase in a day. It can do it. But for that, we do need to see, first of all, that they start communicating, maybe tweeting some things, and with that also releasing something significant, right? And when that happens, okay, I'm going to put, if that happens, it will take Pepecoin with it to the moon. Look at this, 90% of people are bullish on base AI. That's incredible, because if you were to go on X, it's not like that. Okay, so let's go to X now, and we have Lou here, and Lou Fang, he is the head of consumer marketing and brand partnerships at Kraken, right? So this guy, the head of, what is it? Consumer marketing and brand partnership. He was here in Kekspace, guys. Yeah, for those of you guys that have not been aware of what's happening, maybe you get your news from this channel. Well, the Kraken and Pepecoin have been pretty much tangoing with each other, right? Dancing, flirting, or courting, or whatever with each other. And it's been a really interesting dialogue, right, that we have been seeing back and forth. And so Lou Fang was also here, and other Kraken employees, they've been here, and they were extremely, extremely impressed and excited with what was happening here. The co-CEO of Kraken was also in Kekspace, and this is his username, Kraker right? Because it's Arjun, so it's Kraken Arjun, I guess. Keep building for the community, which is what Pepecoin has been doing 100%. Inks is its own chain, right? So this person asked a question, and then this other one here, latent acceleration, says have a portal from Pepecoin or Kekspace, right, that brings us into Ink's world. That would be pretty awesome. If they're able to do something like that, where you just go through this portal and you leave the one place and you arrive at the other one, that would be pretty cool. And Prom here says, let's do it, Arjun. You can reach me on his Twitter handles. Prom also says, we haven't implemented the Web3 stuff yet. Ink is very interesting. And to this very comment that he has here, he also says, is built but not implemented. So the Web3 stuff, super huge, right? Because this is where smart contracts, I believe, are going to be integrated. This is, buying NFTs, right? Maybe at the art museum. That would be fascinating. Maybe going to one of the stores and being able to swap coins, right? Swap, I don't know, Ethereum for Pepecoin. Maybe be able to buy some SPX or a poo or whatever your favorite coins are, based AI, whatever the case is, right? It would be really, really, really cool if this does get implemented, because then, you know, even more utility. And it's not just, oh, it's just another maybe DEX, let's say. It's a fun DEX, because there's people in there that are playing rock, paper, scissors. They're playing bowling. They're playing the what's it, whack-a-mole. I mean, there's other stuff going on there. There were people that were actually racing. Okay. So there's a lot of cool things, right? That you can do in Kekspace. And I'm just waiting for the moment when they open like a movie theater, and you can actually watch my videos in that movie theater. I suggested that because one of my cool dudes, Scalise, he's been making some really, 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 really cool videos. And and I was thinking more of like having that like a movie theaters, or maybe like a billboard, and we could put some of his pretty cool videos in there. And so yeah, some of the ideas that they could down the road implement. And and I think that may be part of the plan down the road, because Prom does say here that they do have enormous long-term build plans for Kekspace. So Kekspace is here to stay, is what he's saying, right? And this is good, because this means that the team is not just trying to rug us, right? And run for the fences. I do think that these guys are trying to make a huge statement in the space, and that's why they are willing to play the long game. That may mean that maybe Pepecoin doesn't moon this cycle, maybe it moons the other cycle, or the other one, on top. I don't know. I do still think that we're going to be able to make a pretty generous amount of money this time around. But like I said, I don't know, many months ago, if that's not the case, I'm willing to wait around for the next. It would stink, but anyways, we got to do what we got to do, right? Okay, so Alvara protocol here, it says here, standardizing asset management with ERC 7621, launch, manage, trade, and sell on-chain baskets. So this person here retweeted, Arjun's tweet that has this picture of Kekspace, right? The first step is tokenize stocks. Step 2 is pretty much saying what Arjun here is saying. And it says, this is what financial infrastructure is supposed to look like, right? We launch XStocks-Fi on Ethereum, not because it was trendy, but because it was inevitable, right? Real stock, on-chain, fully backed, self-custodial, available globally, integrated with the architecture of tomorrow. I talked about this in Kekspace days ago. The image below is not a metaphor, okay? This image, okay? It's not a metaphor. This image below is not a metaphor. It is a reminder that what looks like a game today will power the system tomorrow. And with that said, let's go to Kekspace and let's see what's going on over here. Okay, where are my laser eyes? Let's go ahead and let's write good morning here so that I could get my laser eyes. There they are. And I've been logging in 10 days. So this is cool. I have very little golden tickets. I was not able to take advantage of the Kraken Fest, right, that they had. And look at this. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see, guys. We are reporting live, okay, from Kekspace, and there seems to be a situation here at the Good Morning Cafe. Let's see if it lets us go inside. Let's go inside and let's see if our friend Pepe Latina, what's going on? Oh my goodness, 2 days, okay, trying to get my cobbee. And what's going on? You ran out? Oh my goodness. Anyways, let me move myself out of the way so I can close this. And we are having a shortage of cobbee, guys, in Kekspace. And now we understand what's going on over here. She has a cup there in her hand, but look at this. We have a line, guys, of people here because they do not have their cobbees, okay? People want to get their cobbees, okay? And so that's what's going on over here. Oh, man, this is like the 5th time. Come on, Pepe Latina, you gotta give us the cobbee. If not, people over here start rioting, okay? Anywho, but this is, this is what Arjun was talking about, that this looks like a game today, but it is going to be one day, it will power the system of tomorrow. With that said, I'll leave you with 2 things. One, if I were to invest, if you were to invest, my suggestion is invest in good friends, right? Because those are the people that will be there no matter what. We do need them in our lives, just like they need us in their lives as good friends as well. And I'm sure by now you guys probably already have good friends that you have invested in. Continue to foster that. And the second thing is don't sleep on a project that may look like a game today, like Kekspace and what Pepecoin is doing, because for what you and I may know, it might just be what may power the financial system of tomorrow. With that said, guys, see you in the next video. Peace out.
Built my stack, no one saw. Now I'm up, no cap, just law. I gave friends warnings, told them to stay.